Hi everybody, it's Lorraine from Canada with another Verbling class. Tonight, or for me it's tonight, maybe it's a different time for you, but the class is at an intermediate level and it's entitled A Segregated Society. We're going to be looking at how in the world it seems that there are the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer. And in the article that we're going to look at today, it will be about how this is happening in Britain. We'll look at some vocabulary that describes economic situations, and we'll also, in our grammar section, be looking at the vocabulary used for trends. So we're just waiting for people to join us here. I know we have some people who have a reservation. I don't know if any of you have noticed, but they've recently put on a new plan that you can join Verbling and get, I think it's 10 tickets per month. I believe it's for $19, which is a great deal. You'll get 10 classes a month for that kind of money, and if you just click on Get Tickets and follow the links, you'll see this particular deal and you can take advantage of it. We're just waiting for people to join the class. This class we're going to be reading, and we're going to be answering true and false questions. We'll do some gap fill exercises, and there'll be plenty of talking and thinking, and please just join in and we can get the class started. Okay, so we're just waiting for some people to join us. Yes, the topic today is about economic segregation. And if you're wondering what the word segregation means, it means when you keep one group of people away from another group of people. So in a segregated society, it might be segregated by male-female segregation, or different race kinds of segregation. This race is kept to one part of the city or country and another race is kept to a different part. Or it can be economic segregation, where there is a place for people who are very, very rich to go, and then places where the poor live, which is very different from what the rich are living in. And that's the topic of this particular class. So great, we got some people joining us. Douglas, hello, how are you today?
Hello, hello, how are you?
I'm very well, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Good, excellent. And I'm sorry, I know you've been in my class before, but I don't remember where you're from.
Yeah, I'm from São Paulo, Brazil.
Okay, great, thank you. And we have Rodolfo, hello. Rodolfo? Oh, Rodolfo's having some problems with the Hangout, so he's going to come back in. Okay. So how are things in São Paulo, Brazil these days? Are you having difficulties? Are there still protests going on in Brazil?
Yes, there is some protests going on, but now in Brazil it's raining so much, so people stopped for a little.
Okay, you're in the rainy season?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
We are in the winter.
Okay. Just one moment, I'm going to greet Rodolfo. Hello.
Hello, Lorraine.
Oh, great. You're in the class. Excellent.
Yes.
I can hear you. And you can hear me.
Yes.
This is good. Where are you from, Rodolfo?
I'm from Mexico.
From Mexico. Oh, what
Yes.
area?
I'm from Monterrey, the northern part of Mexico.
I've never been to Monterrey. I was
Oh,
in
it's
I was in what's it called? Guanajuato just recently.
oh, oh,
Yeah,
it's
very
a very
beautiful
nice.
city.
Yes,
Yeah,
very nice tone city.
yes. I enjoyed it very much. My husband and I were on a motorcycle trip. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And and now we have Amanda. Hello, Amanda. How are you today?
Hi Lorraine, how are you?
I'm very good. And you're well?
Yes, I'm fine, thanks.
Good. Amanda, can you try to turn down your volume just a bit? Because it's very loud in the class.
Is it better now?
Oh, much better. Yes, much better. That's great. Okay, super. I think we should get started with our class because we're already almost 5 minutes into it. We're going to do a screen share. I've got a PowerPoint presentation. Also, if you make sure that you download the worksheet, it will help when you come to read. So if you haven't already downloaded it, you will see it in the chat, and I'm going to go to the screen share.
Just a moment. I'm going to take my glasses. So, just a moment.
Okay. All right, what happened here? Okay. So, Amanda and Rodolfo, can you see the screen, the screen share?
Yes.
Yes.
Good, excellent. And are you back, Douglas?
Yeah.
Okay, great. You can see now?
Yes.
All right. So here we go. First, we're going to look at some vocabulary that has to do with society and wealth. So let's read through this vocabulary first. Rodolfo, can you read the first two? So the top and the bottom on the left-hand side. Go ahead.
Okay. Asset and outskirts.
Good. And Douglas, the next two?
It's breadline and poverty.
Good, thank you. And Amanda, the next two?
Household segregated.
Good. And Rodolfo, the next two?
Inequality and underpaid.
Okay, good. And Douglas, the last two?
And it's inner city and wealth.
Wealthy.
Wealthy.
Yes, good, excellent. Okay. Amanda, you're going to read the first sentence. If you don't know what goes in the blank, then just say blank. But if you do know, then please put the word in you think should be there. Okay? Go ahead.
Okay. In a blank society,
Yes.
people from different classes or races are separated from each other.
Okay, and this word here is races. Say
Races.
races. Good. Okay, so what kind of a society do we have when people from different classes or races are separated from each other? What's the word?
Segregated.
Yes. Segregated. Everybody say segregated.
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 Good. Okay. All right. And Rodolfo, number two, please.
Um, a um, a blank is a person of or group of people who occupy one place of living.
Okay. So what would that be?
Maybe asset.
Not an asset, no.
A household.
This is, yeah, a household, that's right. So often
Okay.
we look at people, a society by the household. So a household might include only one person, or it could include an entire family and extended family. So that's a household. Good.
Do I pronounce household?
Household, yes.
Not house.
Well, it depends on whether you're saying it
Household.
American way or a Canadian way. We say
Okay.
house, and the Americans say house. Household or household, both are the same.
Okay.
Okay, you're just getting this Canadian thing going on. Okay, Amanda. Oh, wait a minute now. Douglas, you did that one, did you?
No, it's me
Okay,
now.
so it's your
Is it me?
next. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Somebody who has a lot of money and possessions is wealthy.
Yes, he is wealthy. Good. Okay, Amanda, number 4.
A person who lives below the blank line cannot afford to pay for all the resources which he or she requires to live.
Okay, so that word is requires. Requires.
Require.
Yes. Good. So, what kind of a line?
Poverty.
Yeah, poverty line. Good. Okay, so Rodolfo, number 5.
And well, I think here's asset.
Yes, that's
Is a
correct.
okay. Is a valuable possession that somebody owns.
I just lost my point. Yeah, owns.
Okay.
Good. Very good. Okay, so Douglas, number 6.
If you live below
hmm
below in inner city, you are very poor.
No, it's not inner city in this case. And
Outskirts.
actually, the word that gets used here is not a word that's used in the States or Canada. It's used in England.
Is it breadline?
Breadline, yes. Does anybody know what we use here in North America? We don't say breadline. We say poverty line. The
Okay.
poverty line. So I don't know where they get the bread line. To me, a bread line is a place that you go to get free food. That's what we consider a bread line. It means you line up to get your food, your bread. But I guess in England, they're using this as you live below the bread line. Or you can say poverty line. Okay? Oh, we
Okay.
lost Amanda. Oh, dear. Amanda, are you there? No.
She
She
left.
left.
I think she dropped out. I'm sure she'll try and get back in. I hope so. Okay, so whose turn is it?
I don't remember.
Me either. Okay. Douglas, do the
It's
next one.
It's Rodolfo's. It's
Oh,
Rodolfo's.
Is it
okay.
Rodolfo's? Okay.
Oh
Number
yeah,
7.
because I did ask it. Okay.
Okay.
If you live in the outskirts of a city, you live in the outer areas of the city.
That's correct. Good. Okay, Douglas.
If you are underpaid, you receive too little money for the work that you do.
Very good. Rodolfo?
When there's inequality, there's a lack of the same opportunity or treatment for everyone.
Good. Okay, Douglas?
The inner city is an area around the center of a British city where many poor people and immigrants live.
Okay, this word is pronounced center.
Center.
Center, yes, good. All right. So now we're going to read the article and we're going to answer these questions. So we're going to decide if they are true or false. So let's read the statements first. So when we read the article, we can be looking for the answers, okay? So Rodolfo, number 1, read it.
Yes. The gap between rich and poor people is greater.
Good. Douglas?
Yes, number 2.
Yes,
there are more
please.
average households, neither rich nor poor.
So that word neither or neither, both ways of pronouncing it is correct. So whatever you like the best. Okay, Rodolfo, number 3.
There are more extremely poor people.
Good. And Douglas?
Fewer people live below the poverty line.
Good. Rodolfo?
Society is more segregated.
Okay. Douglas?
There is a greater concentration of healthy households in the outskirts of cities.
Okay, and this is wealthy.
Wealthy.
Yes, good. All right, so let's take a look at the article. If you have downloaded it, it's easiest to read it from there, but I will also share it with you on the screen share. Whoop. And there it is. Okay. I thought Amanda would come back. Oh well. You guys are getting semi-private lesson today.
Yeah.
Okay, Rodolfo, can you read the title and the first paragraph, please?
Yes. Gap between rich and poor widest in 40 years.
Good.
The first paragraph. Britain is becoming a segregated society, with the gap between rich and poor reaching its highest level for more than 40 years, a report showed today.
Good. Douglas, number 2.
During the past 15 years, there has been a steady increase in the number of households living below the poverty line, with these households accounting for more than half of all families in areas of some cities, according to the Joseph Haltry Foundation.
Okay, I believe this is pronounced Roundtree.
Roundtree.
Roundtree, yeah, good. Okay, Rodolfo.
At the same time, households in already wealthy areas are tended to become disproportionately wealthier, with many rich people now living in areas segregated from the rest of society.
Okay, good. Douglas, number
The
4.
number 4, the group said the widening gap between rich and poor had led to a fall in the number of average households, which were classed as being neither rich nor poor, with these families gradually disappearing from London and Southeast.
Okay, good. Rodolfo?
Since 1970,
Yes?
levels of uh-huh,
Yes.
levels of poverty and wealth in different areas of Britain have changed significantly, with the country now moving back toward levels of inequality last seen more than 40 years ago.
Good. Douglas?
While the number of who are living in extreme poverty has fallen, the number of people living below the poverty line has increased, with more than 1 in 4 households classed as being so-called breadline poor in 2001.
Okay, good. Rodolfo?
Yes. At the same time, the number of asset-wealthy households rose dramatically between 1989 and 2003, with more than a fifth of families now falling into this category.
Good. Douglas?
It's number 8.
Yes, correct.
But the proportion of average households fell from around 2/3 of families in 1998 to just over half by 2000.
Good. Rodolfo?
The group that said the concentration of poor households in inner cities had increased, while wealthy households were becoming concentrated in the outskirts of major cities.
Okay. Douglas? 10?
The report said poor, rich, and average households became less and less likely to live next door to one another between 1970 and 2000.
Okay. Rodolfo? 11?
A second report by the group, also published today, said the public thought the gap between rich and poor was too large.
Okay. Douglas?
But it added that people were more likely to think those on higher incomes were being overpaid than to think those on low incomes were being underpaid.
Okay. And Rodolfo? 13?
The research also found that there was no clear consensus on how the issue of inequality should be tackled.
Tackled is correct.
Okay.
Do you know what the word tackled means?
Is it like to hit someone fast?
Well, tackled is something that happens in football when one person grabs onto another person and throws him down. That's being tackled. But it also can mean how you should fix it, what kinds of things to do to make it better.
Okay.
So you tackle a problem and try to make it better. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Next.
14.
Yes, please.
Author of the report, Michael Wharton, said there is evidence that a high level of inequality may cause real socio-economic problems.
Good. Rodolfo?
15, right?
Yes.
Yeah. There's widespread acceptance that some occupations should be paid more than others, but the gap between high and low paid occupations is far greater than people think it should be.
Okay, good. So let's go back now to those true and false questions and see if we can answer them. So let me just switch my screen share here. Should be an easier way to do this. Okay. So, Douglas, number 1, read it and tell me whether it's true or false.
The gap between rich and poor people is greater.
True
and
or
I have
false?
to answer.
Yes, please.
I think it's true.
I think you're right. Yes, it is. That's what this whole article was all about, the gap between rich and poor getting greater. Okay, Rodolfo, the next one, please.
There are more average households. I think it's false.
Yes. They're getting to be more poor households. Good. Douglas, number 3.
There are more extremely poor people. It's false.
Correct. Rodolfo?
Fewer people live below the poverty line. It's false.
It's
Good.
true. I thought it was true.
No,
Society is more... Yeah.
there are more people living below the poverty line, but there are fewer extremely poor people.
Okay, I got
Okay.
it. Society is more segregated.
Yes. Hubert, hello? Hubert, are you there?
Hello?
Hello. Welcome to class.
Yes,
Where are you
thank you.
from? Hubert, where
I'm
are you
from Costa
from?
Rica.
From Costa Rica. Lovely. Okay, so we'll get you involved in the class after this exercise. Okay. Rodolfo, number 5, please.
I
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is it your turn,
no
Douglas?
problem. Yeah, society is more
Oh,
segregated.
sorry.
Yeah. And that
I
was...
believe it's true.
That's true. Yes. Good. And Douglas, or Rodolfo, sorry. Go ahead.
There is a greater concentration of wealthy households in the outskirts of cities. It's false.
Oh, in the outskirts of cities. Who's in the inner cities?
Oh yeah, yes, that's true.
Okay.
Because in the inner cities there are poor people and the immigrants.
Yeah, good. Okay, excellent. All right, so we're going to match these words to form phrases from the text. Okay, so Hubert, can you read the
Yes.
first one here? What does this say?
Segregated.
Segregated. And what word do you think fits with that on this side? Segregated.
Maybe poverty.
Not poverty. Can anybody help him?
With society, letter
Yes,
S.
that's right. Yeah, you missed the reading of the article, and these are from the article.
Okay.
Okay, and Rodolfo, number 2.
It's extreme poverty.
Yes. There we go. And Douglas, the next one.
Number 3, low
Low.
incomes.
Low income. Yeah.
Incomes.
Yeah, good. Okay. And this one's difficult. Hubert, do you want to try number 4? A clear...
I'm not sure really.
Okay, I know it's hard because you didn't hear the article. Rodolfo, do you know which one it is?
I think it's a clear consensus.
Correct. Good. Good job. And Douglas, number 5.
Widespread acceptance.
Yes. Okay, and Hubert, the last one, a low-paid.
Occupation.
Exactly. Good. All right, we're going to describe a trend here and look at the language that we use to describe trends. Rodolfo, can you read sentence number 1?
Yes. Britain is becoming a segregated society.
Okay, this word here, the name of that country, we put the emphasis, the accent on the beginning of the word. It's Britain, not Britain. Britain.
Okay.
Try it. Britain, yes. And this sounds like just in. Britain. Britain. Yes, good. Well done. Okay. Hubert, can you read number 2, please?
Okay. And during the past 50 years, there has been a steady increase in the number of households living below the poverty line.
Good. And Douglas, number 3?
The number of asset wealthy households rose dramatically between 1999 and 2003.
Okay, good. And Rodolfo, number 4.
Wealthy households were becoming concentrated in the outskirts and surrounds of major cities.
Okay, good. Now, we're going to decide which sentence describes each one of these things. So we have, Hubert, what's A? What's it called? Just read it.
Completed past trend.
Good. And Douglas, the next one?
Present trend in progress.
Good. And Rodolfo, C?
Trend that started in the past and continued to the present.
Good. And Hubert, D?
Past trend in progress.
Excellent. Okay. So, Douglas, sentence number 1. Which one of these trends does it belong to? Britain is becoming a segregated society. Is it completed?
I think
Is it in
it's
progress?
letter B.
Letter B?
Because, yeah, present trend in progress.
Good. Excellent. And Rodolfo, number 2?
I think it's has been a steady increase. I think it's a past trend in progress. Or no. It's there has been I think it's trend that started in the past. Oh.
Okay.
Well.
Yeah, you're right. That's the one.
Okay.
A trend that started in the past. So it started 15 years ago.
Yes.
And it's continued right up to the present. Okay, so over that past 15 years, a trend that started in the past and it's continuing right till now. Okay, good. And Hubert, number 3, what do you think? Which one?
I think is completed past trend.
Yes. Good. And Douglas, you get the easy one.
Yeah, letter D, past trend in progress.
Okay, good. All right. Now, these are the same sentences here, and we've got to look at the tenses that each sentence is in. So, is becoming. Does anybody know what tense that is?
Oh, I couldn't understand very well the question, teacher.
Okay, let me do the first one. So, is becoming is in the present continuous tense.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so is the present and the continuous is the becoming part. Okay, so number 2 has been a steady increase. What tense is that?
Oh, if I remember from school, is present. Has been present progressive.
Anybody else got an idea?
Present
no.
continuous? Sorry.
Present perfect. Right? Because it's...
Yes. Present perfect. Good. Okay. Hubert, did you have a question?
Yes, I wanted to
Go ahead.
ask you, it's because I had my... Well, I wanted to know if present continuous is the same as present progressive.
Possibly. I've heard of present progressive, and sometimes it's just different ways of labeling. And
Okay.
I've always learned present continuous. So I think they may be the same thing. I can't actually say for sure.
Okay,
I'll have to look that one up. What I'll do is I'll post that information on my Facebook page so you can know for sure. Just check out my Facebook page. I'll check that one for you. Okay. Number 3, Hubert? Sorry. Rose dramatically.
I think it's present.
Rose? What's the present of rose?
Rise?
Rise, yes. So rose is
Past.
in the past, yes.
I didn't know the past of rise.
Okay, it's past simple.
Yep.
Okay. And Douglas, the last one, were becoming.
It's present continuous.
Not present.
Past continuous.
Okay, good. Now, which sentence contains the structure a subject plus a verb plus an adverb? Which sentence?
Subject plus verb plus adverb.
And number 1?
Not number 1.
Number 3.
Number 2.
Well, now we've got 3 different ones.
Oh yeah, number 3.
Number 3, yeah. So we have the subject is households, and the verb rose, and dramatically is the adverb.
Yeah.
So it's number 3. Okay, and then which sentence contains the structure there plus is, was, has been, etc., plus an adjective plus a noun?
The second.
Second.
Yeah, the second one, that's right. Good. Good job. All right, now, this is about stresses. We stress nouns differently from verbs, especially in these verbs and nouns that are exactly the same word. So read this word for me, Rodolfo. The first one, in green.
Decrease.
Say it again, please.
Oh, it's a noun, maybe. Decrease?
Okay, so it's decrease.
Okay. Decrease.
Say decrease. Everybody say decrease.
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 Decrease. Say it again.
Decrease.
Decrease.
Good.
Decrease.
Now, Douglas, how would you pronounce this word as a noun?
Increase.
Good. Okay. Now, we're going to go to those same words as verbs. So let's try putting the stress on the last part of the word. Hubert, go ahead. Try this one.
The last part? Okay.
The first one
Decrease.
here. Decrease.
Decrease.
Good. Everybody say decrease.
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 Good. And then Rodolfo, try this one.
Increase.
Good. Increase. All right. So the stress on the first syllable are the nouns, and on the second syllable are the verbs. All right. Now, this is an interesting little exercise. I'm not sure how it's going to work out because these worksheets were meant to be used in a classroom. I had to try and figure out a different way to present this material. So what we're going to try to do here is talk about a trend based on these graphs that we see. There are verbs, nouns, adjectives, and adverbs given for you up here so that you can look at them and decide how you are going to explain what's happening in these graphs. So I'm going to give you, Douglas, I want you to take number 1. Think about what you're going to do with that. Hubert,
Yes.
you're going to take number 2. And Rodolfo, I'm going to give you the hard one, number 3. Okay, so take a minute or so and think about the words that you're going to use to describe what's happening with this trend line. Okay? Does everybody understand the exercise?
Yes,
Okay, good. So take a minute,
I think.
write it down, and then you can tell me. If you are ready, just say ready.
Yeah, I think I'm ready.
Okay, great. All right, then Douglas, you go ahead. Tell me what's happening with the sales.
In the sales rose in 1998,
Okay,
and it for almost 1 year, and in from then it uh, increased fast.
okay. Often a good word to use is you have the sales soared between for 1 year from 1998 to 1999. Sales
Sword.
soared. This word here, soar. It just means they shot up. They went very high, very quickly.
Okay.
And then from 1999 to 2000 or let's say 2004, sales had a very steady increase. It's a steady increase. It's just going up very steadily. It's not really fast. You would say it's a steady increase. Or you could say sales rose steadily if you're going to use the adverb. And then what happened here? Between 2004 and 2005, what happened? What did the sales do?
It's not. It was a high term, but I can't find the word.
Okay, you could use, again, they soared again. Okay, that's where you go. Or you could say they shot up. They shot up. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, good. Good attempt. Thank you. Hubert, are you ready with yours?
I think I'm ready.
That's okay. We're helping. It's just for some practice. What happened to the sales between 2006 and 2013?
Okay. Sales between 2006 and fall dramatically
Okay, they fell
until
dramatically.
2007.
Okay.
Then they um, decreased gradually
Okay.
from 2007 and 2012, I think.
Yes.
Um,
And then what happened?
and then in 2013, the sales fall dramatically.
Okay, they fell dramatically.
Fell,
They fell
fell.
dramatically. Another word we would use, and you might hear it on the news, and that's plummeted. The sales plummeted. They went way down. So shot up and plummeted. Those are two opposites.
And drop. What about the drop?
Yes.
Can we say in 2002 and 12 the sales drop?
Yes, yes, but the sales dropped all the way. They've been dropping all along. But when they drop very fast, then we have to give it more of a, like, probably an adverb. So they dropped sharply.
Okay.
Okay, so something that lets you know that they dropped like a lot very quickly.
Okay.
Okay?
Dramatically.
Okay, good. All right, Rodolfo, what have we got here for gold?
Yes. Well, in this graph, uh, we can see that the gold production show. If I remember the way you say it, it was soar increase.
It was soaring.
Oh, soaring.
Just soaring,
Okay.
yes. Or it
Yeah.
soared,
Okay.
depending on how you want to put it. Okay, so gold
Eh,
was soaring or gold soared.
okay. Gold soared from 2001 uh, till 2006.
Okay, and then what happened?
And then there was a slight decrease between 2006 and 2008.
All right, and then,
And uh, then there was a sharp decrease after
okay,
2008 to 2013.
good. Okay, excellent. Well done, guys. All right.
Teacher,
Yes,
I just want to ask you if we should use in these cases decrease or decrease.
if you are using a verb, the
Uh-huh.
stress is on the second
And
syllable.
in these
And
cases, those were verbs, right? Or
if you were saying the price of gold
decrease. Oh yeah.
decreased from, what was it, 2006 to 2008, or you could say there was a decrease in the price of gold.
Okay, teacher.
Okay?
Thanks.
I know those are really hard, those words that are exactly the same, you just say them differently. Okay, let's go on. We're running out of time. We've got lots of stuff here. We're running out of time. Okay, so we're going to look at the following sentence here. The widening gap between rich and poor led to a fall in the number of average households. So because there was a gap that was getting wider and wider, it led to or caused a fall in the number of average households. So we're going to use these kinds of words to join the parts of the sentence. Okay, I'm not being very clear. I don't know why. But let's try it and see if you understand what I mean. Douglas, can you read number 1 for me?
There was a fall in the number of average households. Do I have to complete?
If you can. If you can't, just say blank.
Households blank the widening gap between rich and poor. Can I try?
Yes, please.
Resulted in average households.
Resulted in, it won't work in there.
No.
Because it's in the wrong tense.
Okay.
So
maybe due to.
yes, you could use due to, as a result of, or owing to.
Okay.
Any of those would work. So read the whole sentence now, Douglas, with the correct.
Okay. There was a fall in the number of average households due to the widening gap between rich and poor.
Excellent, thank you.
Do I have to say, do I pronounce poor or poor?
Either of those pronunciations is fine.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Rodolfo, the next one, please.
The widening gap between rich and poor resulted in a fall in the number of average households.
Okay. So either caused or resulted will work fine. And Hubert, number 3?
Okay. There was a fall in the number of average households um, because the gap between rich and poor was widening.
Good. Good. Well done. All right. So I guess we're to the talking point, which is always the fun part, and we have only 10 minutes. So let's talk about what's going on in our countries. So the question that we're looking at, are people getting richer or poorer in your country? And what are the causes of the change or lack of change? Okay, so we'll get rid of, whoops, get rid of the screen share so we're all in the room together. All right, so I'll start it off. In Canada, we are having that problem of the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer. Just like everywhere in the world, we had to, well, actually, we didn't have to bail out any banks because our banks did all right. But nevertheless, people seem to get more money if they have money. And if you don't have money, if you just have a regular job, you find that your jobs are disappearing. In Canada, a lot of our manufacturing jobs have gone to places like China, Mexico, and that means now the jobs we have here are service jobs like fast food restaurants, gas stations, hairdressers, that kind of thing. And those jobs don't pay as well. So, Rodolfo, what about in your country?
Here in Mexico, this thing has always been um, the richest, the richer people always become richer, and the poor people always become poorer most of the times. And
Yeah.
now, yes, now it's like always, I think. Um, but there are some areas that you can find a good job, and if you, I think that if you start a business or something like that, maybe you can get more money or a better situation that you had previously.
Okay. Interesting. Hubert, what about you? What about your country?
Well, in Costa Rica, during the last 20 years, and there were no changes in the poor class, but recently, the last year, there were increase the number of poor in Costa Rica because um, the social help that they were getting is not enough to
Mm,
cover the 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 big amount of people who wants to get it.
okay. Yeah. So do people have to pay for their own health care there, or normally health care is part of what you get from your society?
No, we pay the healthcare, but it's social security.
Ah.
So that's not the problem really. The problem is the salary the people
Mm,
uh, are getting is not enough to pay
right.
their bills.
Right. Yeah. Okay. And Douglas, what about in your country? What about in Brazil?
Yes, I have to agree with you because rich people became more rich and poor people more poor. But some poor people could see on the horizon, they could see opportunities and became and get better on leave the poor line, the poverty line, and go to the medium class. So things are, I think things are changing, um,
Okay.
very slow, but are changing. And we have the same problem with healthcare, the healthcare system and education system. This is, I think, is the biggest problem.
Okay. Interesting. Hi, Isa. Isa, are you there? I see you in the class. No, he's not talking. Isa, make sure that you're not on mute. Okay. So, what do you think? Anybody can answer this question. What do you think that needs to be done to make it more equal for people? What is it that societies are doing wrong so that we end up with this problem where the rich just keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer?
Oh, um, teacher,
Yes,
for example, in my city, well, my city is one of the wealthiest cities in Mexico, and there are many millionaires here,
right.
people with millions of dollars, and also there is a lot of poverty. And here, what the government is doing is that they are trying to give people scholarships for their children, and
Okay.
also free education, and help them uh, with the money, so their children can get a very good education. And they have also many inclusive programs for these segregated people. uh,
Okay, interesting. Is that true all around Mexico or just in Monterey?
it's just in Monterey. It's in only in this district of
Uh,
Monterey. uh,
okay.
yes.
Sounds like it would be a good plan all over Mexico.
Yes,
Actually, everywhere.
yes, and the city also offers free health service for all the people.
No,
Yeah.
interesting. Okay, good. Okay, any other comments about how we could fix this problem? Anybody?
I believe the governments have to change their minds, and and of course, rich people normally usually have the power. So governments usually listening more to them than to the poverty, to the poor people.
Yeah, yeah, that's always an issue. I think all the money ends up going to political parties so they can have their campaigns so they can get elected.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we're going to end it there because I have a class coming up right after this class. And please, if you're interested in getting involved in that class, I'd love it if you wanted to come into it. We're going to be doing something kind of fun. I realize that in English we have these words that have OUGH in them, and there are no rules for how those things are pronounced. So we're just going to take a look at a whole bunch of those words and learn how to pronounce them. And there's some funny poems and things we're going to do. So if you're interested in that, please show up in the next class, and I'll see you there in 1 minute. Okay? Take care,
Okay.
everybody.
Thank
Okay,
you so
teacher.
Bye
much.
bye.
Bye
Bye
bye,
bye.
guys. See you.